Oh, now we are.
In that moment when you realize that you did all that talking for nothing.
Yeah. Oops. We forgot to click. On.
I forgot to hit go live, and now we're live. So yeah, we figured out that it's been like a year since we've done a podcast.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Because I think I looked at like when we last did this, and it was like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So if you're popping in, just like let us know if you can hear us, because we're trying to
make sure the mic works.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's working or not, so I guess we're gonna find out here, but there's nobody in yet.
Our bubble thing is kind of like it's picking us up, so
yeah, I feel like it probably is, but the microphone isn't blue like it usually is, so that's why I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, I'll try to look and see.
So I don't.
Let me flick on my
flashlight. Yeah, I hope that we're getting some audio. I might have to phone a friend here in a second to.
Oh, wait, here's our buttons.
Just pop on and see if you can hear us.
Well, I think it is, because look, see, that has to be pushed up. I think.
Is it supposed to be pushed up?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe so. I could try to push it down and see.
Yeah. Hello?
That didn't do anything either. Oh, that turned it off, I think. No, it's still doing it.
Well, I think the laptop can pick up audio also, just like without a microphone.
Oh, okay.
But the microphone like makes it better. So that's why I'm just trying to figure this out.
All right, so we'll keep, hopefully.
Yeah, might have to phone a friend or something to see if they can hear us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a literal year since we have done anything. So it's been a while. Are you looking at that to see?
Just to make sure it's in there.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's in there, so we shouldn't be having any issues with that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been blue before when it's been on, though, so that's why I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully somebody will pop in.
Yeah, I hope so.
They'll be able to tell us. Okay, yeah. Sorry. See, we're
I hope out so. Of it still. Yeah, I know. We're out of our podcast game over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're Two Chicks Tell All. My name's Tay.
And I'm Cece.
And we're just going to give that intro for those that haven't been here before, but I'm not quite sure. I know that we used to have like a pretty strong group of fans, so I'm hoping that they'll come back and see us.
Yes.
You know, because it has been a while, but I've been letting everybody know through social media that we're going live, so I'm hoping that somebody is out there listening. But basically, I feel like we should do like a re-intro, just because there might be some people here that haven't been here before, and there might be some people that have just kind of like forgot, you know. I hope they didn't forget, but you know.
Right, yeah. Who are you two chicks?
So basically, we're just two chicks, two normal, everyday chicks.
Yeah. Who
just kind of get together and talk about things. And we've talked about a wide variety of topics.
Yes.
We've done unhinged topics, such as one-night stands, polygamy, inappropriate music, porn. We even interviewed people about like sex positions. So we've pretty much done a lot of unhinged stuff, but we kind of got away from doing some of that type of stuff because we wanted to like broaden our topic horizon.
Yes.
So we started talking about like current events, and we started doing like true crime, which by the way, if anyone has Netflix, you need to go watch Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, because it's fantastically done, if you ask me. Cooper Koch and Nicholas Chavez, I think is the other guy's name, who play the brothers. They're phenomenal. So if you haven't seen that and you have Netflix, you're missing out. You need to go watch it. Speaking of true crime, which they're actually resurrecting that case now from what I heard. And they're
right. Yeah, I did.
They're doing some studies on like possibly getting them out of jail due to like abuse claims.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of interesting to see that.
They had they were showing an update on that on I think the Today Show, and it said that they had affidavits from I think 42 or like 46 of their family members basically supporting the fact of seeing and witnessing some type of abuse with their father and stuff. And Kim Kardashian, how famous she is,
right?
And she's
Very
gotten
famous.
into that program where she's helping aid and trying to help people that are been wrongly in prison or whatever. She's gotten on the bandwagon too, and apparently wrote this like article, I think, for the Today Show, but basically saying that yeah, they did a bad thing. It's not like they should be forgiven for what they did, but for what they went through, and the time that they've served, they really should not still be behind bars. So I think they said the court date for that was coming up like in November.
I wonder if they're going to televise that, because I kind of would want to see that, that whole court case go down, because I think that would be kind of interesting.
Right? Court TV.
I mean, that'll be what, like the third time that trial has went to.
Well, this would be, I think, just more. I guess what they're doing now is just trying to reintroduce like new evidence, and not really evidence, but just in the sense of supporting the fact that there was all this abuse going on, and to try to get them to kind of overturn their sentencing, really, and basically reduce it in the sense of where they would probably be able to get out, maybe just get off on time served, not get off, but able to get out based on the time they've already served.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It should be interesting. We'll keep you posted on
that should be interesting. So yeah, we used to talk about true crime. That was one of the things. And we would talk about different holidays. We've done podcasts on
like through the years, the eras of years from the 70s.
We've done like recaps of the different years. We've done some like kind of serious topics. I know that we did one on like trauma and PTSD and relationships. So we've delved into like all sorts of different things, because we kind of just want to be like two chicks telling all. So in order to tell all, you kind of have to cover everything.
Right. Yeah. So we've just brought out, and another thing we did too, or we would encourage our listeners to do, is if there was like a certain topic or something that they would want us to maybe jump on and, talk about, to let us know. So that's still definitely an open kind of invitation out there. If there's certain things or topics you might be interested in, definitely let us know. We'll be glad to try to cover.
So you can let us know in the comment section or send us an email at twochickstellall@gmail.com. So feel free to do that. We like to hear from you guys and just kind of see what you guys are interested in us talking about. And we have 2 viewers right now. So, okay, if you're on YouTube and you're able to pop on and say hello, just say hello and let us know if you can hear us, because that's what we've kind of been concerned about tonight, because we hooked up the microphone for like the first time in forever. So we're kind of a little bit concerned as to whether or not we're being heard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hear us? Can you hear us? Please tell us.
So yeah, if you can hear us, just go ahead and let us know. Which those 2 viewers went to no viewers. So I don't know. But
I wonder if they got it when they couldn't hear us.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering too. Wondering if I'm doing all this talking for nothing.
You should call your mom and ask her if she can hear us. Is she on there?
Or I think my mom's out with somebody tonight. So
she probably would.
Let me see if I can call somebody to pop on real quick. Let me mute this. All right, I'm going to go mute for a second. All right, so Cece is gonna pull it up on her phone to see if she can hear us. So we're gonna need to do a test here to make sure that we're being heard. I feel like that's something that Jen said a lot last season on The Bachelorette, that she just loves being heard and seen. Which we're gonna get into The Bachelorette. Got some stuff to talk about with that.
All right, I don't know if I can pull it up.
Do you want me to type it in?
It's too. Oh, CH.
Yeah, it's just like chicks, like girl.
Oh, here we go.
I hope
we're back. Okay, we're live.
I hope we're being heard.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's see if we're being heard right now.
I hope we're being heard. Yes, we're being heard.
Okay, all right. So we're being heard. Yeah, we just need to yeah, we just need to get our audience back. Okay.
Okay, good deal. We're on.
All right, good, because I was very much concerned about that.
Right.
All right, so now we don't need to be stressing out about that anymore because we're being heard.
Check it out.
So, yeah, we've covered some interesting topics.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're just, looking for new ideas. We're not looking for a fresh start, but we're looking for like fresh ideas for sure.
Right, yeah.
Just like things that we haven't talked about before. Maybe we'll do a series where it's like we talk about like the Golden Bachelorette, because I know that we're going to dive into that tonight, because this has been one of the probably best seasons that I've seen.
Right, yeah. And I read a lot of like follow or things on Facebook, and everybody agrees, like the series of these with the Bachelorette Golden, this is the first female one, we had the Golden Bachelor who was Gary, but just how popular they are, and people that like normally either started watching The Bachelor when it first came out, but then just got turned off about it because of the drama and stuff like that, but are definitely like hooked and zoned into these, Yeah.
And well, I know that I was kind of turned off from the Bachelor franchise for a minute, just after like Joey's season with like Sydney and Maria, and then like Jen's season with all the BS that was going on in her season that really shouldn't have been going on.
That was really awful.
So in my personal opinion, if I could voice my opinion on Jen's season for a second, I don't think Devin should have been there because he had a restraining order. Marcus had domestic violence charges against him, so he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Like, ABC needs to be held responsible for doing thorough background checks on these gentlemen and ladies before they put them on the air.
Right, yeah.
Because otherwise, I think you're giving ABC a bad name if you're saying, oh, well, we're going to hire felons and people that, haven't made the best decisions to be on our TV show.
Well, and then you're also putting at risk people because, these people, obviously, if they've got a record, for doing something, even if, maybe they haven't gone to court, whatever. I know what the saying is, what does it prove? You're not guilty and innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, exactly.
But even still, if there's something you have hanging out there and there's a charge that was putting harm onto someone else, you should damn sure not be on a TV show.
And I feel so bad for what ABC did to Jen. Like,
that was awful.
They sat there. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, but they made her sit there for after the final rose and watch the engagement again.
That she did, because she was the one that proposed to him.
She was the one who proposed to Devin. And then we find out that 2 months later, Devin breaks it off by the telephone.
Right. And like literally the next day, even after they left there, she said things were completely different. Like he was different and all that. So, which leads me to believe he was only in it for like the TV purpose of it or whatever. And
I also heard that there was some guys that were there because they thought that like Maria or Daisy was going to be the bachelorette.
right, yeah, different one.
So they were expecting that, and then Jen shows up, which I think Jen is a beautiful girl, and I think she has a good personality. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of these guys, I think they were expecting something different, and then it ends up being Jen. So I think a lot of them, you know, were kind of there for the wrong reason.
If you go on there, I wonder, like, when they sign up to go, if they at that time have no idea who it is. Because if that's the case, then they shouldn't. If they're, you know what I mean? If they're specific and thinking somebody would be the one, then it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I guess they're just figuring they're taking a shot in the dark, thinking, well, hopefully it'll be this one.
Which I mean,
I would think they would be open minded. Like you said, to meet somebody else that's a nice person and a genuine person and a beautiful person.
Yeah, but you know, I think a lot of those guys were just expecting one thing and then got another.
Right.
Unfortunately, so we feel bad for Jen, definitely. But I was kind of over like Bachelor Nation at that point. Just because, you know, of the guys that she picked, the guys that she let go of, you know, like all of that stuff. I was just kind of like over the drama, constant drama.
Yeah, what was the one that was our guy that she let? Jonathan.
Oh man, we love us some Jonathan. Which he's going to be on Bachelor in Paradise, so we'll get to see him.
And they supposedly like connected again after all that went down.
Oh yeah, he's been watching her on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah,
like pretty religiously, like every week. So maybe they'll end up back together. We'll just have to wait and see. But I know that if I was her, I would be taking a break from relationships, and I'd be, you know, just being me for a little bit.
Right? Yeah. She's already been, because she's apparently really burned by her other dudes.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be single, girl. It's okay.
Right.
So yeah. Then the Golden Bachelorette came on, and kind of like my faith has been restored.
Yeah. So we had even though so let's kind of recap on the first season with Gary.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Oh my God. And
I think we watch all of it, so I can't say much. Yeah,
I think we tried to really like Gary, you know, but then it was like, you know how sometimes you just feel like there's something about some people. It's almost like that's how I kind of had the vibe about him. Like there was just something about him, you know, but he did seem like a genuine guy, had good family, and his daughters were really sweet and everything. But the women, oh my goodness, they were a hoot, and a lot of them like formed, you know, really good bonds and friendships and everything off of the show. But that one, if you watched it, you know that they did actually get married. He picked what was her name? No, just flew out of my head.
That's what I
well, yeah, we shouldn't be bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we kind of felt like she resembled this character, and it was in this movie, you know, where it was like went up on a spaceship, and it was like 2 letters for the name of the movie. I'm just trying not to really say it. So, yeah. But anyway, so we were a little kind of bad about that. But Teresa was her name. Yes. So he picks her, and they get married and actually televise their wedding. You know, ABC,
and everybody was there.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah. They even the women that she did have a little tiff with one of the ladies. They obviously got along, but there was a tiff between her and one of the other ladies. You know, and it got a little hectic there.
Was it the Zip It girl?
The Zip It girl.
Yeah,
Zip It, she would say. But it didn't last. Like they were only married, like 3 months or something? I mean, it was very short.
It was not a long wedding.
Not a long wedding. And so they did not last.
Which ABC probably forked out a lot of money for that episode. Yeah. And for them to only last like 3 months.
When you think about like what they do. And so we gotta say this too though. So Tay and I got involved on the Australian version.
Oh yes,
of the Bachelor and Bachelorette. Yes. There's been like 2 or 3, but we didn't watch the one with the guy because he was not cute.
No, we watched the first one because Tim was fine.
Yeah, he was.
Yes. He had the V and everything. Like he was.
Oh yeah, he was really hot. And we didn't yet. But then we watched the last one, and it was so good. And the guys were really hot.
Yes.
And then they have the accent and stuff, so that makes them even hotter.
Oh, for sure.
But you know what's funny about that one is because Tate and I were even like, they're not really they're not showing a lot of affection. Like they don't do smoochy. You know, they even go on a lot of dates, and they're not like really kissing and hooking up.
They didn't go to the fantasy suites.
The guy, the first season we watched with the guy, he didn't at all really.
Team.
Yeah, up until the very end mostly. And nor did they do the overnight suites and the overnight, fantasy suites.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's a different culture.
I know, yeah. So we really, if you haven't watched, if you're an avid watcher of this, because I will have to say, I watched it probably from the get-go. I might have skipped a couple of seasons here and there if I didn't really like the person. But I started watching it from the days of like Trista and Ryan,
I think I watched
like 3 kids. And
I think I watched like the first 2 seasons, and then I quit watching it for a while.
So yeah.
Hey Dawn.
It's been a minute that I've like followed them. But what's good about this one now too is like Tay-Tay's mom comes over with us and hangs out and watches it with us, and my neighbors come over before too because they always show like if you watch it the big watch parties that they do, and everything, and all the girls getting together to watch it. So it does make it fun, and then we always incorporate a drinking aspect to it where we pick like 2 words.
We do.
So if they say those words, then we have to drink, and it's usually like we've had connection and feelings and future and all, and so yeah, we kind of have a good time making fun with it. But so now, kind of fast forward to this season, it's been awesome.
It has been. I feel like the guys.
So good.
I don't know if it's because like they're older, so they're like more mature,
right? Been around,
but there's been absolutely no drama, and like how there usually is like a villain.
Right, yeah.
There is no villain this season.
No, not at all. No.
I think the only time that some drama may have like potentially started was whenever Kim got upset that he didn't get like a one-on-one rose. And then he was just like, oh, well, I'm upset about it, but I'm happy so-and-so got it. Like,
right,
the guys are really supportive and like empowering of one another. And like last night's episode, we were almost all like crying at the end of it. Because they were like the guys that left were all talking about how like now they have to go back to their homes to where they're alone.
And one guy, bless his heart, said, I live by myself, so I have like I'm no one. And these guys like form bonds with these other guys very fast. And like they all had just amazing connections and like you said, very supportive of one another. So it was like sad because like, you kind of feel bad for them.
It was because I did feel bad for them. Oh, look, we got 2 viewers right now. Chris is in the house. Hey, Chris. And Dawn is here too.
Hey, Dawn.
Dawn said, long time no see.
Right. Sorry.
And then, it's been close to a year, we configured.
Right.
And Chris said, nice to hear you 2 chicks. So, we're glad to have you guys support. So, I think, do you want to start with like the recap of like the Golden Bachelorette last night and then go ahead and rate the guys, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, the recap probably.
So, the recap last night. So, it was kind of like an episode that just had like all the feelings in it.
Right.
Because the guys were doing a striptease for Joan.
Yes.
Which, if you follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is Tay-Tay Reacts. And I react to like the striptease because it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Some of those guys actually had some good moves and they were stuffing their underwear.
And they were all like in the beginning, of course, like really kind of not into like, okay, we can't do this. But what was kind of cool that they did in the beginning, they brought out 3 like Chippendales, like young Chippendales. But then they brought out like 3 like kind of older, like golden Chippendales. that were still mighty fine and had some still mighty fine bodies. So they work with the guys to teach them the moves, like a couple moves and stuff. So I think the more they kind of did it, the more comfortable they got. And then when they did their little routines, they all just like really killed it. Like they all way stepped out of probably their comfort zone. And it was so good. Like
it was good. I think my favorite like strip teases was probably like Chalk, and then who else was it? Chalk did a good one. Jonathan was good, but you could tell he definitely stuffed that Speedo.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he did throw the moves on there. He did all about it.
Yeah. And then Keith was kind of funny too. So
yeah,
there were some good like funny ones, and like Cece said, they were kind of uncomfortable with the idea at first.
Very uncomfortable.
But, after Joan said, like we're raising money for Stand Up for Cancer.
Right, yeah.
The men kind of just like did it. And plus they were doing it for Joan. So I think they were all kind of just like into that idea.
Yeah.
But they were going to do like whatever silly thing to like win some attention from Joan.
Right, yeah.
So, love will make you do crazy things.
Right.
So that happened, and then there was 2 one-on-one dates.
Yeah.
So Jordan and Joan went ice skating, which Jordan, we're going to get started on how much I freaking love Jordan.
He is adorable.
We're going to get into Jordan in a second. We're going to tackle that in a second. But Jordan and Joan had a little date where they went ice skating, and Jordan like biffed it and fell on his ass.
Very bad. Looked like he almost probably cracked his tailbone.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt.
He played it off very well, but I'm sure his ass was sore.
He played it cool, and Joan played it cool, and they just had like a really cute date, I feel like.
Yes, fairy tale-ish setup with fake snow and stuff.
Fake snow, and then they had some like hot chocolate, and then REO Speedwagon.
Oh yeah, REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon was playing Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore. They were slow dancing. Jordan slipped her the tongue, and then
he went crazy too, because he's like, this is one of my favorite bands. He'd seen him like when he was like 18 or whatever. So yeah, he was like extremely stoked about that.
And Joan and Jordan made out quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Jordan slipped her the tongue,
He did.
And probably there was some girls who were probably jealous over that, but that's cool.
Right.
And, that's
they had a really good date.
They had a really good date. I think I give that date like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
So they had a good date. So the other date was Guy.
Yeah.
Who I personally like Guy, but there's actually
he's a surgeon.
There's some allegations about him now, from what I was reading.
Wow!
Apparently, he had there's a restraining order out on him from his ex-wife. So now I'm starting to wonder. I'm going to read into it some more just to kind of see like if there's any truth to it, because you know how people like to talk and stuff like that. But I like Guy. He's an ER doctor. I forget what Jordan does right off the top of my head, but I know that Guy is an ER doctor. I know that.
Oh, he's it's on the tip of my tongue now. I'll have to look up. I remember.
But yeah, these guys all have good jobs too. That's what the thing is. Or they're either retired, or they have good jobs, or they've done some pretty good things in their lifetime.
Yeah.
But anyway, Guy is an ER doctor, and he's very handsome too, I think. Anyway, but Guy went over to Joan's house.
Oh yeah, he's a senior sales executive at Aquaphonics Scientific.
So he works in sales.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan works in sales. We just looked it up.
He's 61.
Yes. So Guy and Joan hung out at Joan's house and made fake ziti.
We were like, that house. She goes, this is my house. And I'm like, yeah, you mean this is the house that she was paying for you to be up in? And that house was freaking insane.
It was. Like, what type of job did she have?
Cow,
that's what I want to know. I want to know what type of job supports that type of house nowadays.
Like, come on now. Can you imagine how much money that show forks out for people? We'll have to try to do some research on that.
Some statistics, because that would be interesting. But yeah, so they
How
made
many roses they go through.
I know, right? They probably have to go to the florist a lot.
I know, right? Exactly.
So they made Guy and Joan made dinner. So I think they made like baked ziti and like what was the other thing? Some like cupcakes.
Oh yeah, they made the cupcake.
And they drank wine and just like hung out. You know,
yeah,
it was cute. It was sweet. I think it went well too. Personally, I think I give that probably a 9 out of 10 too. Like they
were both good dates.
Yeah, they both had good dates, and there was a lot of chemistry between Jordan and Joan, and Guy and Joan as well. So I would say those 2 dates went well.
Oh, but let's talk about too the shocking thing that happened.
Yes,
when Chalk had to leave.
Yeah, so
because his mom passed away.
Yeah, Chalk left because his mom passed away, and him and Joan were getting really close.
Yeah, like they were the night before.
Yeah, like they were talking about how like they really see a future with each other, and you know, like and like they missed each other, and there's just a lot of chemistry like between those two. And then Chalk's mother died. I think she had like stage 4 cancer. Yeah, so Chalk's mother died. So he had to go home and kind of like take care of things. And he was really concerned because he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to come back.
Right.
You know, and all that. So Joan was kind of worried about it as well because she kind of built a connection with him.
She was the first one, actually, that she said she felt like she could see a future with.
Yeah, because they went out on that date to Disney World and, like, had a really good time. Yeah. So, you know, like, there was a lot of chemistry between those two. And Joan was like, you know, I'm upset, but I also very much understand why you need to do what you do. Or why you are doing what you have to do.
Oh, and mind you, too, just if you don't watch, though. Yeah. She was on the season with Gary, and her and Gary had a connection, but then her daughter had recently had a baby, and her daughter is basically going through postpartum depression and was like, I need you. So she left because she's like, that's my daughter. I got to go be with my daughter. Yeah. So yeah, it was almost like here she's thinking, oh my God, you know, I get it because the same thing happened to me and I had to leave. But luckily, he did make it back.
Yeah, Chalk did make it back, and he was looking.
He had already been given a rose too, so she had already given him a rose.
So that was good that Chalk came back because we were getting really worried about that.
I know, we like him. We're kind of somewhat team him. Yeah. We're team a couple of them.
Yeah, I think we are team a couple of them, which we'll get into that. Yeah. The ones that we're a team of. So the guys that left last night. So Charles L left, which the internet is very upset about that from what I've been reading.
Oh man,
because they love some Charles.
We love Charles.
I know, he's such a sweet and gentle soul.
Very much so.
So yeah, he was very sad, but he was very happy. You know that he had made some brothers for life and stuff like that. So it was kind of bittersweet for him.
Right.
I think it was kind of bittersweet for all of them because Gary left also.
Very sad.
And yeah, we were sad about that because he was kind of like our comic relief. We always were busting up laughing whenever he was on there.
Yeah.
So he left. Charles left. Gil left, which if y'all don't know, Gil had some restraining orders against him too. So they weren't showing him like quite as much.
Yeah, noticed that.
So, yeah, we noticed that they cut him out a lot. And I actually thought he left last week, but apparently he didn't. So he left this week. And then there was a fourth one. Oh, yeah, Dan. Dan was the other one. And that was the one who said that he was really sad because he was going home to, like, an empty house.
An empty house and nobody,
And he was so happy to have, like, formed some bonds with, like, the guys and stuff like that. So, yeah. It was kind of sad to see them all like at the end, but they were all like hugging each other. Yeah. And like I said, it's been nothing but like support, it seems like, on this season. Like all the guys are supporting one another. They're not like, you know, getting mad and starting like pointless fights.
No drama whatsoever.
No, like
drama free.
Like literally Gary and Charles L went to the store to go get like melatonin, and sleep masks because some of
Oh
the guys
yeah,
were
they
snoring.
snored so bad, and a lot of them haven't been able to sleep. And and then you had the guy from France.
Oh, Pascal. Oh my God.
And Pascal sleeps naked. And they're in these rooms. You know, it's funny because you watch the show and you see it's this big, beautiful mansion. But apparently their sleeping quarters are very limited and very small. Like they get them all crammed in these bedrooms on these bunk beds. Putting these poor dudes up on bunk beds.
Putting
right?
these like 60-year-old
Right,
men,
yeah, bunk beds. At
50
first
and
I didn't
60,
think they had
yeah.
railings, and then luckily I saw the railing up there. And one of them got up there, I was like, well, thank God for that.
Right.
But yeah, they went to the store to get stuff to try to help them all be able to sleep better.
They ended up getting like onesie pajamas too, I remember.
Right, yeah. Crazy. They just
and I saw on TikTok Mark was doing the baby shark dance in one of them. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
No, we love some Mark.
Yes, which is Kelsey's dad. Kelsey Anderson's dad, who won the Bachelor season with Joey.
He picked her.
Yeah, they're still together.
Yeah,
it looks like they're gonna get. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna hopefully get married sometime. So we'll just have to see what happens there. But they're still together, so that's at least good because I know a lot of these relationships don't last past TV, unfortunately.
Right? Yeah.
I think it's because they kind of get into like the real world.
Oh yeah,
and it's like it's different.
Oh
now.
wait, yeah, we got to actually But yeah, when they went to hometowns for that season, and Chelsea, you know, comes in and her dad, and the next day online, everybody's like, "What is up? Chelsea's dad is hot. He's hot. He should definitely be the next Golden Bachelor."
And then they put him on the season of the Golden Bachelorette.
So he appears on this season with Joan. And they're smitten too. Actually, they're showing some previews, and not like I'm spoiling anything, because if you're watching it, you've seen this too. Right. But the previews are showing, it actually shows her and him on a boat, and she tells him that she loves him. So
Chalk ain't gonna be happy about that.
I know, right? So I think I'm torn between like Chalk and Mark. I think those are my two favorite top two, probably.
I'm torn between Chalk and Jordan right now. I like Mark, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. He's just not as much one of my favorites.
Yeah, Jordan is really cute too and good, and they had a really good time.
So so that's that. So now we can get into rating some of our guys. So I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do on here, which is share the screen and put pictures up. So bear with me here, which I have the pictures up. So share screen. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's who we're gonna do first. Okay, drum roll. Hold on. and then I screw it up. Okay, where is it? The StreamYard. Okay. Oh, let me scroll down. Oh, I don't want to figure. Let me. Okay, let me scroll it down a little bit. There we go. Add. Okay. Here we go. All right.
Sorry.
So I guess we're back. So we're gonna try this again. Dare us try it again. Okay. Let's try a different tab. Oh, did I exit out of all those tabs? Of course I did. Okay. Here. Okay. Oh gosh. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm so mad. Now it's the stream. Dang, we having all sorts of technical difficulties tonight.
Uh-oh.
That's what happens whenever I try to do something out of the ordinary. But yeah, so we're gonna, I guess we'll just go ahead and like rate the guys. I'm gonna try it one more time just for kicks and then be done with it if I can't. Because maybe I just need to be on a different website. Okay, there we go. Let's see. He's an insurance executive. Okay, let's see. Oh, Chalk works.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so let's rate Chalk. Here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, Cece, what do you think about Chalk?
I think he's probably like an 8. I was thinking 8.
So what do you like the most about Chalk?
I think he's just real like caring and seems to really be very attentive to her. You know what I mean? Like their little date was so sweet, you know. It was like he just always wanted to make sure she was like good and, you know.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the only guys who will like ask her how she's doing.
Right, yeah.
So he's very attentive to her, and I think that's a very good thing, and I think that's something that you need to have in like a good relationship is like being attentive to like one another's needs. So I think that, you know, he's a good choice. I give him probably a 9 out of 10. I like me some Chalk.
Yeah.
I actually think for being 60 years old, he's got a pretty nice body.
Oh, yeah,
too.
for sure.
So that's
because when he did his little striptease,
he like ripped that shirt off.
Ripped that shirt off, and he still had some like definition going on there. You know, it was like, okay, I can tell. You know,
I can tell you work out now.
Yeah, which most of these guys do fairly seem to be in good shape that they have on there.
Right, that's what I think too.
But yeah, like I said, I think he's up there with the top 2, 3 at least of the ones I would hopefully see at the end for.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say about Chalk. But yeah, I was a little bit unsure about this guy at first, especially whenever he first came on the show, like the very first episode. I was kind of a little bit unsure about him, and I think Joan was even a little bit unsure about him.
Either like a little nervous, or he just I think when they had the first impression, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he was just kind of a little bit nervous, but I think just like the more he got comfortable with her,
right,
like the better it got, because now he's not nervous that much around her. Like, and you can tell that there's a lot of chemistry between these two.
Right, yeah.
So there's Chalk. All right. Next up, you got to do my boy next.
He is a cutie.
He's very handsome. Here we go. Next up, oh, did I do it again? Oh, wait, no, I didn't. It's coming. Next up, my boo. No, actually. Sorry, I'm actually dating Jordan. Sorry. No, I'm kidding you. So, Jordan, I give him like an 11 out of 10. I know.
Yeah, he's really cute.
I know that you're not an 11 out of 10. I have really liked Jordan since I saw him on the first episode. I saw him and I was like, damn, he is cute. I thought he was cute. More and more as the show goes on, I really like him and seeing what he's all about.
Right, yeah.
I think he's very nice to Joan. I think they have a lot of chemistry. I think he's got a very good personality.
And he seems to be a good dad too. Doesn't he have 3 daughters?
Yeah, and I think they were the ones that they were like all in an apartment together.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, those are all like attractive traits, I feel like, a good dad, a good person, hardworking, attentive. I feel like he kind of just checks all the boxes. So, and I kind of got a little bit jelly Joe. Like, I wanted some of that whenever he stuck his tongue down Joan's. Just saying.
Yeah, he went for it.
But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And
he did, yep.
I got to say something. So I commented on Jordan's Instagram saying he's the most handsome man I've ever seen, and he said thank you. So I just want to let y'all know that.
There you go. Tay-Tay's following him.
I follow a lot of the guys on Instagram, but yeah, as soon as I found out that I was like, I'm there. So what are your thoughts about Mr. Jordan?
No, I totally agree. He's kind of got it all. He's got it all.
Okay.
Agree with you on him. Yeah, it does seem to be a good kisser. I don't know about what was his name. What's the doctor's name again?
Guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's that good of a kisser, because like when he went in to kiss her, he just like had these like, I always say they're kind of like really like stiff lips, where you're going in to kiss somebody and your lips are just all like stiff and perked, like
That's no fun.
Yeah, I don't know if he was really. She didn't really comment and say anything about his kisses. So
yeah,
of course she hadn't really said much about any of them in the sense of and how they how
I think I did it again. Oh wait. Okay. Share screen. Here we go. All right. So Gary, not to be confused with Golden Bachelor Gary, because they're two different people.
Right.
But this guy, so looks wise, I don't think he's all that. But this is one of the only guys on there who has consecutively made me laugh every time that he's on screen.
Right, yeah.
And I think that's very attractive. I think that if you can laugh with your partner and make jokes with your partner and cut up and have a good time, I think that's a very attractive trait. So I think he has a lot of good traits to be something.
Yeah.
Like he's, he has a strong faith and he's very loving and caring as well. And he's very funny. So I think he has a lot of traits to be great, but I just don't think he's going to win, which after last night, he got eliminated last night. So he's not going to win, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do think that he's still one of my favorite guys. Didn't he come out of the car the first night and start dancing with Joan? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Could have been. I don't really remember, but
yeah,
I know one of them did. You're right.
Yeah, so I think that might have been Gary, where he hopped out of the car and just started dancing with Joan. So, those spontaneous moments in relationships are always a good thing too. So, like I said, this guy has a lot of traits to be great. And I think that he could definitely find somebody for him.
Yeah.
I just don't quite know if it's Joan. I don't think him and Joan quite had that connection. I think they were more like friends than relationship material.
Right.
Which, hey, one of my best friends is an ex-boyfriend. So, it can happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, it's good to have those types of people in your life. So that's that. Do you have any thoughts about Gary?
No, I do think though you're right. He was a sweet guy. Everybody loved him and good family oriented type guy and just real genuine and all. But yeah, I agree. I didn't really see him going too much further.
Right. Okay.
Have we talked about Mark yet?
No, we're gonna get to that though.
Some Mark.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. If I can find a picture that works.
Oh, this is a fun fact about Jordan. He won 2 Mr. Leg contests in college.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. He loves Thanksgiving for the food, family, and football.
See, I'm telling you, me and him, we're destined. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. He does have 3 daughters, and he also has 3 brothers.
Yeah, his daughters are probably my age. Just saying. That's what the funny thing is. That's the funny part about it all is these hot guys, probably have kids my age. But it is what it is.
Hey.
Maybe I could start calling them daddy.
So yeah, Mark's 57.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to bring him up here so we can have a nice visual.
He's from
NOLA,
Louisiana, Leesville, Louisiana, and an Army vet.
Yes. Okay, it's loading.
And he actually has 5 children.
Well, at least we know it works.
Right? Yeah. Can't wait to have grandkids one day.
All right, so Mark is up.
Mark is up. He's my favorite.
So go ahead. What do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think he's probably going to hit the 10 for me. He might probably be my 10.
Yeah, I think he's got a really great personality, and I think he's very good looking also.
Very good looking. Yeah.
But I don't know. He hasn't quite made it. He might be my top 3. It might be Chalk, Jordan, and then Mark. I think if I were to have a rating order, it would be Chalk, Jordan, and then Mark. I think.
Yeah, I would probably put Mark first.
Yeah.
Then Jordan maybe before Charles. They would be kind of neck and neck.
Yeah.
But that would be my definite top 3.
Yes. And I just think it's funny that he got like all sorts of recognition because like he was on Kelsey's Hometown Week.
Right.
And everyone thought he was hot. So now he's on the Golden Bachelorette.
Right.
So I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give Mark probably an 8.
So some fun facts about him is he's terrified of ostriches.
Oh gosh, of all things.
Right? His favorite movie is Elf. And he can wiggle his ears.
Oh, wonder if he's going to showcase any of that.
I know, right?
His striptease was pretty good yesterday, too. His striptease was pretty good yesterday, too.
Yeah.
On the show. All right. So now we're going to get to one that was that used to be one of my favorites, but now he's not quite on the list.
Which one would that be?
Pascal.
Oh, Pascal. He's really he gets you with his accent and his voice, even though he actually is living in Chicago now, but he is from somewhere
Paris.
Ha ha. Oh, and he's a salon owner, which hey, that's one perfect thing we were saying about him is he'd be able to do your hair. They should have you kind of like a built-in stylist, somebody to want to style your hair.
All right, so Pascal. So probably like the first night. What is it doing? Really? I don't know what it's doing. Hold on. Us Weekly. Okay, I get it. Okay, we'll just keep going. So, because we saw what he looked like. So, probably like the first night of the show, he was probably one of my top favorites. And that was because I like a guy with an accent.
Right.
So, that was that. I just really thought that he was attractive because of the accent. So, the accent had me. But then I learned he's really high maintenance. And I don't like that.
Oh yeah, you could tell like all his
now.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, he didn't know how to do his laundry and everything, so he's got one of the other guys helping him do laundry.
That is not an attractive trait.
No, you can't wash your clothes.
A man that can't do nothing
I
for
agree.
himself.
So I definitely agree with high maintenance on that. I don't really see her picking him.
No, especially because she made a point to like talk to him last night. And she was kind of like wondering why on the group date he didn't really say anything to her.
Right, yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think
and then he tries to say that, no, I am into you. I am,
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to be on there much longer. So.
All right, so a couple of fun facts about him is he loves taking his grandson to the aquarium. He played a lot of tennis back in the day. And in another life, he would have loved to be a fashion designer.
Well, I don't find that hard to believe.
Salon, so.
I don't find that hard to believe one bit.
Or we lost Charles last night, though. Bless him.
I know.
So we've still got.
You know who I want to rate just because. Keith. Here's who I'm gonna rate just because I thought that he was funny. I'm just rating him because I thought he was funny.
Yeah, so it's getting down to the nitty gritty because that's so they scored last night. So there is only how many's only left? Like 7 now? How many? Let's see. We got Mark. We have Chalk. We have Jordan. That's 3. 4 is Guy. 5 is Jonathan. And 6 is Keith. And 7 is Pascal. So I think that's it.
Okay. So we're going to rate this guy just because he was hilarious.
We're down to 7.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we're going to rate our good pal Jack just because I thought that he was funny. He was a trip. So this man, I knew that he was going to be a trip whenever he got out of the car and one of his pant legs was up.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
I knew this man was our life. And I think this guy was more or less focused, like having a good time as opposed to making a connection with.
Yeah.
So that I think entertained him for like a few weeks, and then I think she kind of just
she was done.
She was done with it. In Bachelor in Paradise, and they might be bringing him on there,
or even there were people. He should be the bartender on the Bachelor in Paradise, but I forgot Wells. I think is the bartender that's been on there. I think since the get go. I think only because he was on like an episode of The Bachelor before.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so who didn't we do yet? Done Guy yet? Ha, we haven't done Guy yet.
I think he was the last one.
Hold on.
Keith and Jonathan.
So we got to do Keith and Jonathan. Okay.
We did Guy already, I think.
No, I think we just talked about him slightly, but didn't like rate him.
Yeah, we're just back about him. That's interesting. Guy.
Yeah.
Guy lives in Reno, Nevada. He's the doctor though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Our doctor, I think, is.
Yeah, bring him up.
Or emergency room physician, as they say.
Same thing.
Yeah. He is confident, romantic, and looking for a woman who is intelligent and funny. He has 4 kids too. A good bit of these guys have like, good bit of kid, more than like 2 or 3 kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
He has a grandchild as well. Guy.
All right, come on now. Okay, it's coming. It's just taking a minute. But anyway, so Guy. So I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Let's try this again.
And I think she really does like him too, but I don't he's another one I don't think that's gonna like get too much further along.
No. Especially if he has allegations against him.
Right, yeah. Always something coming out with some of these people.
Yeah. All right, so Guy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give him a 7. I think he's a 7.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be 6, maybe.
Yeah, 7. But I don't know though, because he might not have too much longer on the show either, because there was allegations against him apparently too, that he
Dang.
had a restraining order against him. ABC, you have got to do better. That's all
Right,
I say.
exactly.
You're putting all these predators on TV.
Right.
What in the world? But yeah, I think we had talked about him before, just about like the date and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think him and Joan do have a pretty good connection, but I just don't think he's gonna make it to like the finals.
No, I don't either.
Let's see. And then Jonathan and Keith, right?
Yeah.
Okay, over there.
Yeah, I think my ankle just popped. Jonathan is 61 and he's from Oakland, Iowa.
All right, I'm bringing him up.
He is a shipping consultant.
What is a shipping consultant?
I know, right? He consults over what's being shipped, maybe?
I don't know.
Something like that.
All right, so Jonathan is up on the screen.
He's pretty cute. I like him.
What do you give Jonathan on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say he might be like a 7.
I would give him a 7 also.
Yeah.
I think he's just got a great personality too. Like he's he's very loving, he's very caring. So I think that he's gonna be a good runner too in it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he might make it to final 5, maybe.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he has 2 kids. He is into going to museums, attending live theater.
Let me go get the charger real quick.
Spending time with his 3 pets. I mean, he has a rabbit. He's got a dog, a cat, and
Does he have a lizard though?
a floppy-eared rabbit. Some fun facts about Jonathan is he loves amusement park, funnel cake.
Funnel cake's good.
Who doesn't look like a good funnel cake?
I know.
He's toyed with the idea of being a bodybuilder, which I mean he's got a good bod on him still.
Yeah.
And he starts every day with 2 cups of coffee in bed, which I do remember saying that. Remember how he talked about his coffee in the bed?
Yeah.
And about like how having his coffee in the bed.
I remember that too.
Because she was saying how he was asking her like what time she had to go to work or something, or what time she got up, something about the morning routine.
Yeah.
And he was like, he would get up and everything, but then he would, I think he said he might have gone for a walk or something, but then he would come back and he would have 2 cups of coffee in the bed.
All right, why isn't my mouse working? What did I do here? My mouse is like not mousing.
Not mousy.
It's not mousing.
Not mousy.
I don't want to add tab to anything. Really?
Some more issues.
Oh yeah, we're just full of issues tonight.
Full of issues.
I don't even think we're on right now. I think it's frozen. Oh. Yeah, it's not letting me do anything. Wonder why it's not working also. And this, I can't even get it back to being plugged. Mouse is barely working. working. I don't know. I don't even know if they can still hear us.
Probably not.
No. I don't know. It's not even. I can't even get over that.
I guess, can you post on your phone and just tell them that apparently we were having some issues and
Yeah.
that we'll do another cast next week?
Yeah.
And try to get my computer set up next week to do it.
Yeah. Okay. YouTube.
I think it's fantastic. My favorite part? The eyes. That chai, the spiciness, made this whole thing feel really exotic. I wish your crust had been baked a little bit more, especially because you got a little bit of seepage from the custard.
Okay, I might just have to shut it down and. It's on. Okay, it still was carrying on even whenever I restarted it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to say bye for tonight just because my computer's having malfunctions. But we're going to come back next week with some topics.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for sure.
Yeah, and maybe use a different laptop.
Yeah.
All right, so as always, we're Two Chicks Tell All. My name's Tay Tay.
And I'm Cece.
And we're back on it. So we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.